Hey everybody, welcome to week 14. We are nearing the end of our semester, and there are a few things I want to talk to you about as we start working on the revisions of the final paper, the research argument. If you go back into week 12, I'm actually going to be talking to you about some of your works cited stuff, some errors that I've seen, and I just want to point out, make sure that you are aware of all the different things that need to be taken care of as far as the works cited page. So remember, in week 12, we have those resource folders of pre-selected materials, and I just have a few of these documents pulled up just to show you some oddities among them, as well as some shortcuts that you can take to ensure that your MLA works cited page is up to snuff. So yes, in week 12, and I just pulled 3 documents. Let's take a look at the first one here. So as I said before, most of the time you can just come into some of these documents. Most of them have this type of heading from the library database, which is super helpful. So you can come in because it has the works cited already. Notice that it has the citation and then it has this additional information stuff. Please don't copy and paste the additional information. It's not necessary, even though it has this link in here. Make sure you come to the end of the citation and you highlight it and then choose copy and then copy it into your document. As I said, most of the articles that we have chosen have these works cited as part of their heading before you read the article. Notice here, there might be a need to do some corrections. There's a big space here. So you want to make sure that when you copy that into your document, everything looks right. Sometimes the formatting doesn't copy over correctly. So you may need to go back in and correct so that you have the title of the publication and the title of the database italicized. That's another thing to keep in mind. So that's one thing. The next thing is there are a couple of articles in there that do not have that heading. So notice here, this is a copy from the Sydney Morning Herald of the article Rebooting Your Memory. Now, there are a couple of ways you could go about dealing with this. I'll show you the easy way first, and then the complicated way. So you'll see here down at the bottom of the page, there's actually the hyperlink. Well, it's not a hyperlink, but actually the URL. If you copy that, and this little thing says copy, and then you go into Citation Machine, right? Create citations and choose website. And then Control V is the shortcut, the keyboard shortcut to paste into a search bar. And you click on search, you're going to find that article, Rebooting Your Memory, last name Turney, and it has the link there. And click on Cite, has all this information, and then click on Continue. Typically in Citation Machine, the article title usually does get capitalized. The words that are supposed to be capitalized are capitalized. But then it's always a good habit when you're using Citation Machine or any other kind of citation generator to go in and make sure all the other elements are in there and they're done correctly. So we have the author's name, Drew Turney. If we go back to the article, we're just going to double check it. Yep, Drew Turney. And then the website title is the Sydney Morning Herald. Notice the website title, that's different than the article title. The article title will still come first. Publisher and sponsor, the Sydney Morning Herald. Typically, I just get rid of this because I think it's unnecessary. It's repeating what the website title is. There's no need to see it twice. And then we have the URL. So the main thing, no, it's not a main thing. In MLA 8, we got used to getting rid of the https:// MLA 9 is now like, well, you can keep it if you want to, but it's not necessary. That's one of the weird little changes that MLA likes to make. So I'm still going to go and resort to the old MLA 8 and get rid of the HTTPS://. And then we have the day, month, and year of when that was published. Again, make sure that publication date is correct. November 3rd, 2013. This one says November 2nd, so we'll actually change that. Date accessed, that's not going to show up in your citation. Complete citation. And then we have Turney, Drew, rebooting your memory, the Sydney Morning Herald, and all that other information. And then you would just click on copy citation, and that copies it to your clipboard. And then you can Control V and paste that into your document. Now, the other way to do it is, we'll go back to the document itself. The other way to do it is to go through with the MLA style guide and make sure that you have all the elements that you need. So here's the MLA style guide, and this is the order in which those core elements are listed. So the cool thing is we have a practice template through MLA, and you can click on that. Well, we'll get through all these different examples because they actually let you do it yourself. There we go. So again, we are going to have the author's name, last name, first name. So we have Turney, Drew. So you need to know how to do it, and you need to know which punctuation to put in. So after the author's name, we put in a period. And then the title of the source, that means the title of the article, which is rebooting your memory. And we put that in quotation marks, rebooting your memory. Again, a period inside the quotation marks. The title of the container. So what that means is the name of the publication. And we have that right here, the Sydney Morning Herald. Sydney Morning Herald. Now, the thing with this is it needs to be italicized. So if we highlight that and click on the italics, it does that for us. So you see that there was a little I there. It's no longer there. Only if I click inside the box, the I there will do the italics for you. We don't have a contributor. We don't have a version, a number, a publisher. We're not going to repeat because it's the same as the Sydney Morning Herald. And that should be a comma after the title of the publication. Shame on me. Okay. And then publisher, we want publication date. And remember, that is in day, month, and year. So 3 November, we use the abbreviation, and my brain is a sieve, so I don't remember 2013. And the location, remember the location is that, URL. I'll just eliminate some of that. And then we have a period at the end of the citation. And then you see this here. I don't know why that's, comma after the date, between the date and the thing. And then you could just copy all, no, not all of that, just the citation, and copy that into your document. You may have to make sure that the spacing is done correctly and all of that, but that's how you would use the MLA Style Center Interactive Practice Template. I'm going to actually copy that link so that you have it later for your resource. So in our week 14 folder, just bear with me for a moment. We do have resources that I'm building So I will have, I have the link for Citation Machine as well as a tutorial on how to use that. So that's that. And then there was one other thing that I wanted to address. So in the folder for Connected but Alone, the Sherry Turkle video, there is an error in this article by Allison Gowans, Health, Social Media Affects the Teens, Tweens, Physical and Mental Health. Notice here, we have some information that doesn't belong. First of all, we need the title of the publication to be correct. It's not Gazette, the. It's the Gazette. So you will have to go in when you paste this to your document and make that correction. And make sure also that this information here, Cedar Rapids, Iowa, we don't need that. The stuff that's in the parentheses here, we don't need that because we don't use the name of the city for publications anymore. There are certain cases where we do, but typically we do not. So those are things that will need to be corrected in this article. There is one other article, and I do have a handout, and this one is in the sources for why privacy matters. Can partisanship save citizenship? And I do have a handout that explains how you would find the information for this in order to make a correct citation. So make sure that you take a look at that. I'm not going to take the time to walk through it again. I did it once before for week 12, I believe. So if you have any questions about it, you can always email me and I'll be happy to explain it to you. But this is the other one that I just wanted to point out needs a little extra work as far as doing the citation. So that is what I wanted to talk about as far as working with your Works Cited page, in particular for this unit. I have done videos in the past for other classes, so I just wanted to make sure that this one was relevant for what we're doing this week. So if you have any questions, please email me. I'll be happy to help you and get busy on those revisions. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.